Dun, dun, dun. Here we are, James Waslaski. How are you, James?
Beyond incredible, just sitting here with you. I'm getting energized. I'm taking in your energy.
Even in the midst of heartache and I am triumphing with let my love lights shine, right?
Girl.
Well, I'm so thankful for people like you in my life. You've been so supportive and you're so uplifting. And one of the things that, there's your personality when you're teaching and then behind the scenes. And I just have to give full credit where credit's due, that you're just one of the most generous and kind people that I know. I really, 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 did I say really? I've really been enjoying getting to know you and your family. So let's talk a little bit about my visit with you. I got to come to your home, which is beautiful, might I add.
Thank you.
Absolutely gorgeous. Wow. And we got to roll around in flowers.
Yes. With our dog, with the little rescue. Yeah.
And then we also, I got to hang out with your beautiful wife, Fran, who I'm a huge fan of. I got to hang out with your daughter a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things for me that I think really drew me in. I went to your class a few years back, and I always say this, but for those who might not have heard it, and James is up there and he's doing all, and you're like, mine's going, it's like exploding with joy, but it's at a pace too, and in a way where I didn't feel intimidated. I felt very at home. And then at the end of your class, I still think, I'm wondering if I could convince you to do this at the beginning of your class, because it's so beautiful. You kind of play a video of some of the cool things you've done, and then your wife's and everything. Your wife's everywhere. Your family's everywhere. And I didn't know too that your wife was a massage therapist. So one of the things that when I think of you, James, I think family, and I think the nomad of the business. Mm-hmm. James, you are somewhere all the time. So let me catch my breath for a minute and let you speak about, one, how much you love your family. And then two, how many classes do you do a year on the road? And where have you been?
So Dan, I'm going to start with the fact that when you came here, you had so much on your plate, and we were going to do the mini mic tour. And as soon as I saw you, I have such a deep heart connection to you. As soon as I saw you, I said, nope, we're walking in the nature center. We're going to go have a nice dinner. This is your day.
That was so good.
Rolling in the flowers, the people, they grew here for you to come and see, and to show you my retreat, my backyard that looks out from my pool in my backyard, to show the beautiful retreat. The city keeps up for me, that the city mows and keeps me. So I thought, our friendship, I think, went to another level. And as far as my family, I wouldn't be who I am and where I'm at. My wife is she's the business. She's like you, Diane. She's the go-getter, the business person. I'm just kind of I just need to go where she makes me move. And when I met Fran, we didn't even have a VHS. And when we had the VHS, I looked like Yanni. I had long, dark hair, and I looked like Yanni.
I saw the pictures. Seriously. You have the best pictures of you and Fran. I'm going to put one up. I'll put one up.
If it wasn't for that lady, I wouldn't be the man of God I am. I wouldn't be on the road teaching 45. You mentioned the number of seminars, 45 workshops here. I just now booked every weekend for the rest of this year. We're booked solid every single weekend. And why I do that, Diane, is number one, this is sort of my ministry. This is my way to serve and help people. And number two, when COVID happened and I had a year off and not traveled and not had the hugs and the interaction, the things like Eric Dalton's thing we're going to be at in a couple of weeks.
Oklahoma City!
That connection with the tribe and the thousands of people that I wasn't producing positive chemicals in my brain. I wasn't getting that endorphin high. I wasn't serving my purpose. So I'm booked, like, if you go to my website, www.orthomassage.net, I'm booked like every single weekend, not because I need to, because I crave it. And I get the interaction, the fun, the laughter, the connection, stuff like this, meeting you. I wouldn't be here today with you had it not been in the seminar in Pottstown where you just showed up.
I did.
So now here you are amongst the world leaders, and you're going to be presenting with Eric Dalton and on the spotlight of 220 some people. And we're going to be live together, hugging and embracing just in a few weeks from now.
Yes.
I'm so blessed. Family, friends, connections, world travel. Thinking of retirement, maybe in 20 years, I might think about retirement, but I'm still growing and learning and interacting and enjoying the beauty of this world and this profession.
So first of all, I do want to say that your backyard is one of the cooler ones I've been in. It just kind of overlooks the water. It was absolutely beautiful and great to be there. And I had one of the best meals of my life with you and your wife. And the other thing I want to get on too is the traveling. Let's talk travel. Let's talk about one of the places you've been that's the furthest away with the most interesting twist. And then let's talk a little bit about, because I remember you and I were communicating back and forth a little bit when you were in Hawaii. And I think probably Hawaii is one of your higher up on your list as far as your regular places to go. Because you're like, Diane, I'm just so blissed out. And I'm doing this. I'm like swimming with dolphins.
Well, Maui I've been going to for 26 years, and I feel like one of the locals. I know the local musicians, I know the restaurant entrepreneurs, but the best thing in Maui is every single day I go to La Cruz and I swim with the dolphins. And if you have good energy, they just surround you. I mean, a baby dolphin actually found my cancer in Hawaii many, many years ago. I'm cancer-free, but a baby dolphin just kept coming up to me. And then Rebecca Goff, who's a Hawaiian healer, goes, you need to get that checked out. So now
Wow, so are you serious?
Seriously, and this is a true story. Rebecca Goff is one of the greatest true spiritual healers in the island of Maui. She does aquacranial. She was doing aquacranial amongst the baby dolphins, and all the mama and baby dolphins surrounded us. And the baby dolphin, they don't usually do that, but it kept putting its little nose against my neck. And she goes, Jim, I think you have cancer. You need to get that little thing biopsied. Sure enough, 3 months, MD Anderson proton therapy. I'm cancer-free now. Thank you, Lord. But they have an energy like sonar, like radar. They connect.
I never hear that story.
It's amazing. That's why I love Hawaii. I go and swim with those dolphins every year. And if you chase them, they leave. But if you just hang out with the leaf, they grab your leaf and they spin and turn. So why would I not love my day in Hawaii? Is I bike ride in the morning, I swim with the dolphins, I go to the beach, I have a nice dinner, and I repeat. And I teach 2 days while I'm there for 9 days though. So
and there's some places
tour too. You're studying the ground.
I'm like, wait a minute, how do I get to Hawaii to swim with the dolphins? I think on my list. I keep putting things on my list. So okay, so what's one of, I know that you've gone away and you've worked with doctors and in foreign lands, and so tell me about a couple of those experiences. I recall something about someone's shoulder being hurt.
This is funny, Diane, because I get a call from the office of the Prime Minister of Kuwait. And I thought I was being punked, so I hung up. And they call me back, they goes, this is really the office of the Prime Minister of Kuwait. And Dr. Ali is the #1 shoulder surgeon in the world who's connected with the Prime Minister. And then Alan Gunde, who was a world-class soccer player, has taken all my training. And he goes, this is the shoulder guy. So they bring me out to treat a lady that had 12 years of a shoulder that moved like this, 12 years. And I got there and I had my own little penthouse suite and I had my private chef every night for 7 nights. I didn't want to come back because I couldn't afford that kind of lifestyle. Anyway, long story short, I meet Dr. Ali. He's doing a conference for 300 of the top shoulder surgeons in the world. And he goes, if you can treat this patient, you'll be our speaker at our next conference in 220, September 18th of 220. So I did I did everything I've learned from everybody, including microcurrent for shoulder and spinal biomechanics and all of Dalton's work and Ken D'Ambrosio work. Long story short, we get her shoulder moving perfectly. She had an old tear, and there was some emotional stuff. So I brought some of Carrie D'Ambrosio's energy work into it. And I was asked to come back to speak to 300 of the top surgeons in the world about prevention, prehab, and rehab for shoulder injuries. What an honor for a massage therapist to be teaching surgeons from all over the world. And I have to tell you, Diane, Kuwait was so powerful spiritually. I mean, there's no guns allowed, there's no drugs allowed, there's no alcohol allowed. It's got the lowest crime rate in the world, and Dubai, oh my God, beyond beautiful. So I'm going to come back. 220 because of COVID canceled that presentation, but I'm still doing seminars with them, with the world leading surgeons. And the people I meet, I mean, Alan Gunde just took me everywhere, Kuwait. And my other favorite is Australia. I've been going there for 20 years. And you've met David Sheehan, right? David,
yes, I have.
David has brought me to Australia multiple times. I proposed to Fran at the Sydney Opera House in Sydney, Australia in 1998. So I
Oh,
love the
wow.
international stuff. It's so cool.
So you have cool experience all over the world and doing what you love in the midst of it all.
I know, and
That's a
even
pretty
Aubrey,
big,
you know, that Aubrey used to be my main TA in Ireland for about 15 years before he studied with Eric Dalton and started TAing for Eric Dalton. So I've been going to Ireland for, gosh, 23 years, Drogheda, Cork County, Kerry. It's almost like I want to pinch myself because it's like, am I really doing this as a massage therapist? Am I really going around the globe and teaching doctors and physios and osteopaths and making this world, it's my world travel. I don't just teach and come home. I'll teach 2 days in Sydney, 5 days off, 2 days in Melbourne, 5 days off, 2 days in maybe New Zealand, 5 days off. And I'll go biking and I'll hang out with my friends and I'll go look at the kangaroos in the wild. And so I never imagined that this profession would, and so that's why we're doing retreats in 223. You just wait. We're going to be doing stuff in Costa Rica. We're going to be doing stuff in Italy. We're going to be doing, I'm older now. Like let's just say I qualified for Medicare, right? So I don't feel old, but I want retreats. I want hugs. I want to do what you did in Costa Rica. I want to do what you're going to do in Ireland with Eric. I want the hugs, the laughter, the bonds. So be watching for 223, probably every other month, a nice retreat, someplace beautiful around the world to get together, hang out and enjoy the beauty of life.
nice. I will be watching. I will be watching.
You'll be there.
Well,
You'll be there.
I hope so. I would love to be there, of course. So anything else that you want to leave us with? Anything else you're thinking about you'd like to share?
I get goosebumps when I see you, Diane. When 220 hit and our business shut down and I wasn't teaching, I'm going to get teared up because you and I met and you could sense my energy like I'm connected to your energy. And that's not a common soul connection. And you literally took me under your wing. You got all 13 courses online, approved by NCTMB for CUs on your site. And then you started the jam and you just literally took a broken spirit from 220 and you just turned my life around again. I am now on top of the world and I am eternally grateful for you. I'm honored to be part of your world leader team. I am just honored to be part of this system and I'm looking forward to working more with you in doing some seminars and doing some things together. So you're like a soul connection to me. And there's what I want people to know is what they see us laughing and joking in Oklahoma in a few weeks. There's a deeper level amongst these colleagues than what goes on at the seminar. Behind the scenes is where it's all happening. And I'm honored to call you my friend.
And I am so honored to call you my friend. And you have me a little tear. You can't tell because of the reflection of my glasses. I just am. I'm so thankful for you. And thank you for trusting me. Thank you for saying, maybe Diane can be helpful. And it was such an exciting time. And you, Fran, and I being on Zooms, plotting and planning and carrying through that time. And then watching all that you're accomplishing, bam, he's back and he's better than ever, man. So I'm so excited for you and I'm excited to see what's to come. And if you haven't gotten to Take It to Planets with James Waslaski, you got to check it out. You got to take one. He has 13 Zoom classes in the Massage Mentor Institute too, and live. You got to see him live. So check out his list of classes on his website and don't miss the opportunity.
And Fran said to give you a kiss and send her love. She thinks the world of you, and she's the one who's made me who I am. So I love you guys.
Love you, James.
Bye.
Until the next time. Woo!